Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. But today we're going to go over some reselling tips. So I'm a full-time reseller. I resell clothing on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, whatnot, Depop, all of the above, and then I make YouTube videos about it. But today we're going to talk about some really good tips and tricks for selling on eBay specifically, but also just reselling in general. And these should really help you to kind of expedite your processes, but also to have better listings and more ways to do better in the search algorithms, not only on the individual reselling sites like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, but also within Google, which is how a lot of people should end up finding your listings. So it should be very helpful. But let's jump into it. So this first tip has to do with eBay. So if you're selling on eBay and you get somebody that watches your item, you're able to send them offers on those items. So this is something I just recently realized. There's a way to turn on automatic offers on your items. If somebody has liked it, you can send the same offer that you sent to one individual person to anybody new that likes your item. So to do this, you go into something that you can send an offer on. You decide what percentage off of the item you want to offer, but then you scroll down, and down here, mine is toggled on right now, but this automatically send offers tab is super helpful. I also allow counter offers. I feel like that's a good practice. But then if you see this fine print, it just means that anybody new that's going to come on here and like this item while you have already sent this offer is also going to get that same offer. So super helpful that this is an automatic process. So it'll take care of itself for you, which is super helpful that eBay is sending those offers quickly after somebody has liked your item, because as you guys know, sometimes that like little offer is really what seals the deal for somebody as they're debating if they should buy something or not. eBay's got that time frame down for how long they need to wait before sending that offer to just cement that sale. So super helpful. Make sure that is toggled on for you. But I also know that there's other softwares that send offers for you. I use Vendoo. They automatically send offers on my eBay listings as well as on my other reselling sites, and I love them. The link is always in the description. So Vendoo sends those offers on all of my sites for me, but I also have Poshmark VA, and Poshmark VA sends out automatic offers to all my Poshmark people as well, which is so helpful. Poshmark VA, couldn't live without it. That's also a link in my description if you guys want to try it out. Today's video is not sponsored by anyone, but I honestly use Poshmark VA and Vendoo every single day. So Vendoo normally does that for me, but it's helpful too that eBay can also do that if you're not using some sort of software like I am. Tip number 2 has to do with photographing your listings, photographing your items that you're selling, no matter what you're selling. It is super helpful to have a white background, a clean white background, whether that is taking pictures in a white background, like in a photography cube, or if it is whiting out your backgrounds, which I do, I would highly recommend it. And there's specific reasons for this. Most brands do use white backgrounds for their items because not only does it look crisp and clean, but it also helps with SEO, so search engine optimization. I worked in marketing for a while before I did this, and SEO is something that you talk about a lot in the marketing world. You want to make sure that your pictures are as perfect as possible so that Google or any other search engine can pick up the right information. So if you have a clean white background, you're not going to get all of your items bogged down when Google is doing its algorithm search of your items. If your item has nothing in the background, it's able to focus only on your item, and that makes it a lot easier for your items to show up higher in the search engines. So it's actually quite important, not just for like looks and aesthetics, but also for the back end of things. That's why people do a lot of white backgrounds. It makes it a lot easier on SEO purposes, and the better SEO your item has, the more likely it is to sell quickly. There is a reason why people white out their backgrounds, and it's more than just aesthetics. So if you're not already doing that, I would highly recommend it. Before I started using Vendoo, Vendoo has Photo Room integrated in with it, so I can automatically white out my background. So at least for my cover image, I like to do that. And I don't think it's necessary to do every single image, just your cover image, which is going to be the thing that really shows up in search engines as well. But if you don't already have something, again, like Vendoo, then I would suggest that you go to Photo Room itself, the website, and you can easily, they use AI to take out the background of your image, and you can make it a white background. Super easy and very quick. And they have an app as well, which is super helpful. And while we're talking about SEO and the algorithm and all of that jazz, this is another helpful photography tip, and that is that if you have an item that is new with tags, or something that's like a hard good, a home good that comes in a box, or a book, something like that, anything that has a barcode on it, take a picture of the barcode when you're listing the item. because not only do people normally look for items that they like if I'm out in a store and I find something that I like, I will take a picture of the tag so I know the name of the item for future use, but especially too if people are going to be using that image of a tag to search for an item online. Having something like a barcode is another SEO practice where if your barcode matches up with something somebody is looking for, that makes it more likely for it to show up in SEO. It also makes it more likely that it will sell. So if you have a barcode on your item, always include that. It's the same thing like when you're taking pictures of a piece of clothing, you always want to take a picture of the tag, you always want to take a picture of the inside materials tag. There's just some things that is really helpful to include in your listings. A barcode is one of them if you have it on your item. So definitely want to make sure if you have one to take a picture of it. So then this next tip is something that I use the eBay app for. There's probably other ways you could do this as well, but I find it the easiest to figure out sell-through rate on eBay. And so this next tip is how to figure out sell-through rate and how that impacts what you pick up in the thrift store to resell or at a garage sale, flea market, wherever you're buying your items. And sell-through rate can be a little confusing, but it's really helpful once you get to know it a little bit. So we're gonna use the eBay app to do this. I find that to be the easiest way to figure out a sell-through rate, but I'm sure there's other ways to do it as well, but this is just the easiest way I know of to figure it out. So I'm gonna use something that I sold recently as an example. I had a video that I just put up looking through all of my vintage and like amazing little children's items, children's clothes that I've thrifted for our future kids. And in that video though, I had this piece of clothing that everyone was like, wow, Bekah, that's actually worth a lot of money. And I didn't know it. So then I went on to eBay and I'm gonna do exactly with you guys what I did to see if I should sell this pair of overalls. They were Teletubbies vintage overalls and it was a set. So when I search for this item, we're looking for a vintage denim overall set. So there's not gonna be a ton of things that come up that are similar. This first piece on here is a sweater and skirt outfit, and it's listed at $350. That is sort of similar in that it's a set, but it's not a denim overall set. The only other thing that's sort of like what I had was this pair of denim overalls that are listed at $200. So judging off of that, really I only have one vintage Teletubbies denim overalls. So there's one item similar to what I have, but they're showing me 16 results in total. So of those 16, really I'm only looking at or maybe two that are similar to what I have because there's not a lot listed that are actually what I had. So then I'm gonna come over here to the filter button on the side. If you guys didn't see me get there, it's on that top right, filter. Now this is how you figure out sell-through rate. At the bottom, you'll see this blue bar that says show 16 results. That shows me how many things match my search criteria. In this case, only really one or two of the items actually match this, but this will be more helpful in the long run for all brands because if this was a pair of Hey Dude shoes, you're gonna see thousands listed versus not very many actually sold, and that will show you that it's a bad sell-through rate. It's not selling as quickly. There's more listed than are selling. For this, we're gonna go down now and see what of my Teletubbies vintage set has actually sold. And then you'll see on the blue bar, it's searching, comes up with two results. So I really have one or two that are similar to what I was listing and two that are sold that are similar to what I was listing. So that means that it's a 100% sell-through rate. There's the same amount listed as what is sold, which is really good actually. And they sell for good money. You can see here, the two that I've sold for $400. The top one is mine. I listed this for $400. It sold within a day for $350, which is insane. I would never have assumed that. People helped me out and told me I should definitely look up the comps and sell it, and I'm glad I did. But great sell-through rate, great comps, and it had a 100% sell-through rate, sold within a day. Awesome. That's what we're looking for. And that's how you will check for sell-through rates just in general, is typing in, searching for what you're looking for, seeing how many things are actually listed on that bottom blue bar, and then toggling it to sold items and seeing how many things have sold. The more sold in proportion to those listed, the better the sell-through rate. You want the solds to be higher than what's listed. That will give you a really good chance at selling your item quickly. The bigger discrepancy that way, the better. The more items listed versus fewer sold, the worse the sell-through rate. You don't want there to be tons and tons listed and only like one sold. That's the opposite of what we want. So hopefully that helps you understand sell-through rates a little bit more. It's also a really helpful tool just in selling in general. You want less inventory and more demand for sure. Okay, then the last tip I have has to do with reverse image search. And this is something that I get questions about quite a bit and something I use on the daily. I see resellers using this all the time, and it's a really helpful tool to do a reverse image search or to use your camera to search for an item and figure out what its style name is, all of the information about a piece. You need the Google app. Now, this is different than the Google Chrome app, and people get so confused. The Chrome app does not have this feature. The Google app does. So if you get the Google app, I'll put a picture of what the Google app looks like on the screen. They have a little camera on the side of your search bar here where you can use your camera then to search for items that you want to sell. So this feature is really helpful when you don't have a tag on an item, or if you're trying to figure out the style name for an item, because almost always it is advisable to put, if you can, the style name of a piece that you have in the title, especially in the title, if not in the description box as well. And same thing if you have a hard good that you're selling, something like that, you want to figure out the exact name of what the piece is, because oftentimes people will find a piece that they want, a piece that they like, something that's sold out online, something that they saw in store but want to find a better deal on it. They will almost always have a style name that they're searching for when they're looking for a specific piece. Sometimes you're looking for a style-based piece or just something that is not branded, and that's kind of, I would say, the exception to the rule, but most often you're looking for a specific piece. And so this is super helpful in helping you figure out what a piece's style name is, especially if it's a piece of clothing or something like that, where you know the brand, you can do the reverse image search, look at the piece of clothing, and also refine your search by typing in the brand of the clothing next to the image. And often you'll figure out what the style name is. You can find stock photos if you want to use them. This is not me telling you you need to use them, but that's also how people find stock photos for their listings as well. And it also helps you if you're trying to price your items, because then you'll see what other people are able to price their items at. You want to try to come in a little bit lower than what they've priced at. It should bring up some shopping options, which is how the whole SEO process works. That's where you want your items showing up in that top section when you're Google searching. But also it should help you find sold comps, because then once you have the item, you'll be able to see pieces that have sold from that same style. And that really helps you figure out what to price your item at as well. So super helpful tool to use. If it's not already in your tool belt, you need to add it. It is so helpful, especially if you find something that has no name on it, has no brand, and you're like, it feels nice, I don't know what it is. Super helpful. It really is quite a game changer. So those are some tips that should help you do well in your reselling business, some things that should help you figure out how to list your items, how to find style names, how to better make your listings searchable in the Google algorithm, things like that. Super helpful. I hope those tips will help you guys in your business. And if you guys have any more tips too, let us know in the comments down below. It's really helpful to see what other people have found works well for them, what has been changing their business for the better. And we're building a community here of people that support others. And I absolutely love how you guys come around each other and lift each other up. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.